Welcome to another edition of the eSpot with Camille. The eSpot is your location for the latest in entertainment, beauty, and design from the people who make it. Thanks for joining.
We are with Giancarlo Esposito, but I just found out something very interesting about you that I did not know. You actually were born in Europe and grew up in Denmark until you were 6.
Yeah, I was born in Copenhagen, Denmark, but I grew up in Italy. My mother was performing with Josephine Baker at the time in Kern, Denmark, and I was born in Copenhagen, and my father was from Naples, Italy, so I grew up between Naples and Rome.
What, do you still speak Italian?
I do speak some,
Okay.
not as fluently as I'd like to be, but my largest fan burst. That's a good one. And fanburst.com.
Hey,
My
I
largest,
love that you get
Yeah, my
tongue
brain
tied
is
because
hit.
it's not just me. I'm dyslexic, so a lot of times I say the wrong word by accident sometimes.
That's
So
all right.
I love when other people make, because it shows that we're human. And
We are human, and we get nervous when we mess up, especially when the camera is rolling. Largest fan base in the world is in Italy.
Oh,
How about that?
I can't say I don't blame them.
Italians have claimed me. Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm just saying, Italians are known for their swag, and you clearly have it in every role you possess, from Big Brother Almighty until even Gus and all the other characters you're playing. Which one has been the most fun for you as far as being able to just even step into what you used to want to be? Because you used to want to be a priest, so playing on Harlem,
Godfather of Harlem.
Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah, just finished that, playing Adam Clayton Powell Jr. It's been a lot of fun to play that character. He was larger than life. He was a minister. He was also a big drinker, big smoker, big womanizer. So all of those categories I somehow fit into, or have. So that's been a lot of fun. Mandalorian has been a great piece to do because that has allowed me to dream and be a child again. When I got the call for that, it was like I said to Jon Favreau, "Look, I'll do this, but I have to have a cape." And so, look, it's every childhood dream to be a superhero. For me, I wanted to be Flash Gordon. I wanted to have superpowers, and in Mandalorian, I get to have those.
That's so exciting. So, with this sci-fi film or sci-fi show with Mandalorian, with the different characters you get to play, has there ever been a character you haven't played yet that you were still wanting to play?
Oh, there's tons. I mean, I've always wanted to play Martin Luther King. I think it's too late for me now. We've had better sort of swatches of Martin with Jeffrey Wright, David Oyelowo. It's all great. But I'd love to play Pushkin one day. I think Pushkin, people in America don't know about that poet and also, Dumas, Alexander Dumas. I mean, he wrote the Three Musketeers, man. I mean, if I'm correct, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. And so
I won't correct you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
No, Google nothing.
But so they're historical characters. I love playing a historical character because it's a given of the circumstance of how they fit into history and have totally become themselves, and were accepted in a world that we didn't know about. Like many people don't know that Africans came to the U.S. to America in the 1600s before slavery, right? So we're part of an indigenous culture that was here, but we're taught that we were brought over as slaves, which affects your brain and your mind. And folks don't know that there were that Louisiana, for example, went from where current day New Orleans all the way to Maine. So that was all the Louisiana territory before it was all broken up. So if you know that, and you know that port city, you know that there were indigenous people, African people, white people, all mixed together interracially. And so we don't realize that even in France it was that way. And then we adopted a system that changed us. So, part of being here for me is to acknowledge that people can be themselves outside of any race, creed, or color. It's pretty fun.
So, one last question, because I did rewatch School Days this morning in preparation for this, and I ended up attending at HBCU. So I think it's so important that film addressed colorism, classism within the Black community. Have you ever experienced that within Hollywood?
Oh my goodness! I mean, I think I have to say yes. I mean, I started in this business when I was 7 years old and couldn't get a job as an African American, so I learned how to do a Spanish accent and played Spanish roles. Walk into auditions, and my name is Giancarlo Esposito, Giancarlo Esposito, and there'd be a bunch of white guys auditioning, which was totally fine. And they'd have to come to me and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What are you sorry about?" Oh, right. Then it clicked in. And you thought,
looking exquisite, no competition, stay on a pivot. Who be watching, they be plotting, she so motherfucking independent. Mama be big, got on her grind, she had to get out her mama house. Daddy be tripping, now she be whipping, ain't no more.